there peeps, welcome back to Farming Sim 17. If you remember in the last episode we brought a bit of new equipment. We got ourselves the ferret spreader over here. Taking the liberty of bringing it all over to the farm, saves you watching me driving backwards and forwards from the shop. And I brought all the other gear over, parked them in the sheds. Tip trailers over in the shed over there. Be right over there. And we also brought a plough. Now if we quickly pop into the over here and we'll check out the farming basics. You got all the crops. This is a real good instructional thing, just give you an idea of what to do. So you can use the plough cultivator to aerate the ground. But if we go down here to improving the yield, you'll notice we can fertilise the field up to 3 times, and each time we fertilise it will give us 30% more yield or better crop. So if you do it all 3 times at the proper times, you'll get 90% more of it. But if you plough the field beforehand, you'll get an additional 10% more output, so you'll double your yield if you do everything. It takes a wee bit more work, takes a bit longer to do, but it's quicker than having to plant the crop twice, basically, and a lot more efficient. The other thing we've got is the Oilseed Radish, which actually acts as a fertilizer. So you plant it, it'll grow, and then you'll just cultivate it into the ground and then seed. So I reckon we're going to do that. Now the thing is, we don't actually have to do the Oilseed Radish because of the seed that we've got. If we pop into here, have a look at the sowing machines. This is the one we've got at the moment. And down here you'll see these 2 symbols here. This one is for the seeding, so it gives you all the crop types it can do. But this one here is fertilizer, so it fertilizes and seeds at the same time. And you'll actually find most of them, I've noticed, do it. The fattest end doesn't, but it cultivates at the same time. So it's quite hard to find one that doesn't fertilize, which is a bit of a shame, because it kind of defeats the purpose of having the Oilseed Radish now. But give you an idea of what it's like, we're going to do that anyway. So I'm going to get this guy started. We'll shoot over and we'll get him ploughing this field over here that we harvested not so long ago. Once he's ploughed, we'll start cultivating. So here we've got a new plough here. And we'll just lower the plough. And off we go. I'm going to chuck a worker in it, just simply because we've got other things we can do. So he'll carry on doing that. Now ploughing takes a very long time, obviously, because the ploughs aren't as big as your cultivators or anything. So it'll take a while to get it around there. But that's all good. And we'll shoot over here. Now if we have a look in the menu as well again, just try and give you guys some basics going on here. So we can see field 15 had the wheat in it, field 14 is empty, in field 12 we've got barley in it, so that's the one we planted in the previous episode. If we go over here, we can see what state they're in. So this one here is growing, it's in its first stage of growing, so we'll fertilise that again, and we'll hopefully get another fertiliser on it, so we'll get the 90% extra yield. We won't get the 100% because we never ploughed it. Field 14's been cultivated, so we'll just seed that and do 3 stages of ferret on there. If we go over here, you can see every field needs ploughing on the map. We can click that off and you can see what stages they are. So you can see this one has been fertilised because it's been seeded with that seeder. And because the seeder fertilises, it has fertilised it for us. And you can do the same over here. You can click off what's growing, and click off what's cultivated, click off the harvested ones, click off the ready to harvest. So you can do all that. And of course, same again, you can select what crop types you just want to see. So you'll see here in this map there isn't any actual fields of grass as well, so when we get to the animals we're actually going to have to plant one of these fields in grass. Ideally you'd want to do one that's try and get a field that's closer to where your animals are, but in saying that they're all quite reasonable size fields. So like, so this field 15, I reckon we will end up putting that into the grass. It's pretty central to the pigs, it's pretty central to the cows, and it's actually pretty central to the sheep as well, so it's central to all three. So I reckon we'll end up using that as our grass field for our silage and hay and all that sort of thing. You can just go and mow the outskirts here, but you know, you can kind of see that it is fairly hilly, so you know, we probably won't actually worry about doing that this time around. But anyway, we'll jump in this tractor here, we'll hook up to our seeder. So we got barley on one field there. Of course we got, I'm just going to run over the grass, it's a tractor, we can go anywhere. So yeah, we got barley in our one field, we took wheat off in the last field. So this field here, I want to try a new crop type. So I reckon we're going to try this one here. We're going to go for soybeans. So we'll just chuck the worker in there. So what I'm going to do is go and fertilise the other field, and we're just going to do that ourselves. So we'll go run over here and we'll jump in the New Holland and we'll go fertilise that field over there. Once we've done that, this fella over here should be far enough ahead that we can just go and cultivate that field ourselves. And the other thing now is, with those missions, like so I've done a mission in the, where am I going? Done a mission in the previous episode, and there's another upside to those missions is you get a good standing with the farmer, and it means when you want to buy a field, you have a real good standing with them because you've done lots of jobs for them. It'll make the field cheaper for you. So you get two bonuses. Now to fill the seeder, we've got these pallets over here. Now they don't last forever, these pallets. So once they're gone, you've got to go to the store and buy another one. And of course, if you don't have a front loader, they'll just have to stay at the store, and you'll have to travel backwards and forwards from there till you get a front loader. This one here doesn't have a cover, so therefore it's just going to stay uncovered. Now I don't believe this has got a very big working width, this spreader, but our fields aren't very big at the moment, so it doesn't really matter. Off we go. So yeah, we'll chuck some ferret on this one here, and then we'll, like I say, we'll do some cultivating, and then it's just a matter of waiting for the crops to grow. We might look at doing another job for the next episode. Might just be missing the edge. Yeah, I'm just missing the edge. So we might give it another buzz. All honesty, it shouldn't make any difference, but being the game, it probably will. Shoot over here. So when you're starting out, I reckon the palletised ferret is the cheapest way to go. The easiest one to get into for a start off. Ideally we'll want to get a sprayer, because to be perfectly honest, like when it's at this height, putting the palletised ferrets on alright, but really when it gets up to the next stage, I reckon you really want to spray it. It's pretty much what they do in real life. So if we get up to that stage, get ourselves a sprayer so we can put the different types of ferret on. I reckon it'll work out quite good. And like I say, I'm going to chuck Oilseed Radish in that other paddock, just to show you what it's like. It's a step you don't obviously have to do because of that sour, so, but at the end of the day, if we have a look in the shop menu, we'll pop right over here to the pallets. So you see it's $900 for a bag of seed and $1,600 for a bag of fertilizer. So, all honesty, it's cheaper to, in theory, it's cheaper for us to put the oilseed radish in and work that into the ground than it is to blow the sour over, putting fertilizer and seed in at the same time. That's the theory. And see, that's the other disadvantage with the sprayer, is it costs you a bit more to get the tank. Another thing I'll show you is this vehicle workshop. So when you buy your tractors and that, you can do your options. You know, you can put front loaders and different wheels and stuff on. If you don't do it when you buy it, you can go back over to the shop and to get it done, or you can buy this here, which apparently makes it cheaper, save you paying for a mechanic. So you can go in there and customise your tractors as well. We'll end up getting a water blaster because the tractors do get quite dirty. So yeah, that's just a couple of things there. So I'd like to point out that Stocko Glaws, he's started making videos now. He's been away for a while, but he's started cranking out some videos for Farming Sim. He is the reason I got into this game. So please guys, guys and girls, go and check him out. Just Stocko Glaws on YouTube, just do a search, you'll soon find him. He's a bit like me, you know, he's a bit slow on the uptake. It can take him a day or two to get a video out. But he is quite enjoyable to watch. And unlike me, he hasn't actually watched any of the developer blogs or really looked into what the game's bringing out. So he's come into it without knowing what's new, and he's loving it. He's just loving seeing everything that's new and trying to work out what is new and what isn't new and adjusting with it. So he's quite enjoyable to watch, so check him out, peeps. So yeah, like I say, we'll get this fertilising done. We'll go do some cultivating. And I haven't really decided where I'm going to go from here. Once I've done that, using the controller, it helps if you push the right buttons. Well, I'm going to move on to, once I've got these fields done, we'll probably sell some crops and look at getting some more equipment. Might try to do a couple more missions in that. Ideally what I want to do is start setting up for livestock. So there's a bit of gear we need to buy for that. Wouldn't mind getting a new tractor, just for a front loader mainly. Doesn't have to be a massive tractor. Try and get one a wee bit bigger than what we've got at the moment. Just missed the spot down here. That'll be right. There's a couple of spots missed, but it'll be right. We won't worry about it too much. So yeah, like I say, I wouldn't mind getting a, mid-range tractor. Just give us a wee bit more horsepower and get us a reasonable front loader so we can start doing some bales, get some bales of straw happening and get some hay and that happening as well. Bit of grass, we'll leave that there. Shoot over here and grab the cultivator. I must admit, I do love the graphics in this game, textures. I reckon it does look real good. Like I say, the first farming game I played was Sim Farm, so based on lots of Sim City, and she was real basic. You know, it was all just squares and 2D graphics and all that. So games, to me, games have just come so far these days. It's really cool. I don't recall if I mentioned in a previous video, lots of been looking at a lot of people's comments and that on Steam and all that sort of thing. How they're not going to buy this game because a lot of the new features they've already got on Farming Sim 15 through mods, and they feel that Giants have just ripped off the mod creators and all that sort of carry on. And to me, that's not really what I believe anyway. Well, obviously I've bought the game. I even pre-ordered it because I was looking forward to it so much. The thing I like is, in my reckoning, is what's happening is Giants have been watching the mod creators and watching what they're doing, and they've been watching what people have been downloading and playing and what's popular. And they've taken what's popular in the game for the mods and they've brought it into the game as standalone, as a base product basically. So to me it actually shows that Giants as a company, they actually watch what their customers want and are doing, and they give the customers what they want. You know, they've seen on the mod and the map creators that they put in extra animals and extra crops in, and they see those maps are really popular, so they've jumped on board. They've brought in the pigs, which have been a popular mod for a while, and they've chucked it into the game as a base product for the game. Same with the extra crop types, they've done exactly that as well. So what it does is it means, because it's standard in the game, when the mod developers come along to do their new maps, they don't have to worry about adding extra scripts or anything like that for those particular animals or those particular crops, because they're already there. And you will have noticed, so if I scroll through, you'll see the trains, and we can actually drive these. And we can honk the horn. So the idea of these is for moving large amounts of goods from one end of the map to the other, and there is a sell point that you can take them to with the train as well. And you can load grain out of here, you can load logs down there, the log trailers. And I've noticed a lot of people have commented going, well, what is the point, because the map isn't that big. And no, it's not. You know, it's only a standard map. It's a one size map. And Giants maps aren't normally that massive. But in my opinion, is they brought that in because when the map developers come along, there's map developers out there that do some massive maps, you know, they're 4 times the size of this map. So it gives, the train's already there for them, so they can put the train in and they can just implement it straight away in the map without having to do any massive mucking about, which is, in my opinion, the whole point of it. And the other beauty, of course, is for my friends on the consoles, because of course previously, the previous version, they couldn't get mods, so they were stuck with what was in the game. And in this version they can get mods, but they can't get script mods. So, you know, things like horseplay, the GPS mod, additional animals which alter a script. Additional crops, which are script based as well. They can't get that sort of, won't be able to get that sort of thing in their mods. So by doing this, they give the console players the extra stuff as well, so they can enjoy a bit more. Another beauty for the console ones is they no longer have their slot count, so they can own just as many vehicles as they want, just like us on the PC. They will of course miss out on a few of the mods that we can get, like say like the Courseplay mod, which is meant to be coming, which to me is an invaluable mod. We will be getting that. I'll try not to use it too much, but once you get a bit further into your fields and get a bigger farm going on, I find it is totally invaluable, because it can do a lot more than what your standard burger can do. You can set them up to do a few mundane tasks like just carting grain to a sell point, or you can have them sitting there waiting for the harvester and the tractor, waiting to unload the harvester, that sort of thing. You can also set them up to mow fields and do all the baling and that, because we won't be doing that sort of thing with them, but you can do that. GPS mod for doing this sort of thing, doing your plough and your seed and your ferret, all that, really awesome, because you know you're getting the exact width, you're getting the right coverage everywhere. It's not so important for the likes of the cultivating and the ploughing, because you can tell, but it helps you keep a straight line as well, so you know that's always good as well. Wee bit wonky there. So yeah, you know, I'm looking forward to when they come out. There's also the auto combine, so once we start getting some mod maps coming through, looks like I quite like the English style ones that come through, the smaller maps, these smaller fields, real compact, and they normally, you'll find the fields aren't, you know, they're not square like this one here, or the fields that giants put in. They'll have rounds, they'll be curved and go all over the show. So the auto combine mod allows you to put someone, a worker in the combine, and you can have them go around circles, do a couple of headlands, then they can go up and down so they can turn around, because with those maps they like to put hedgerows and fences and stone walls and that sort of thing in. So that is another really good mod to work away at, and it's quite a handy one. And like I say, we'll definitely be checking out some mod maps, especially like the English ones and that. I don't really go for the massive ones, because you know, when you're doing it by yourself, it can be just a massive amount of work, and you find you end up using Courseplay more than anything. You're just micromanaging, using Courseplay, not really doing a lot yourself. So we'll look at the smaller maps, the same size maps, or maybe one size bigger, just so we can get a bit more of a feel for it, enjoy it a bit more longevity. Now there are mods out already. When the game released, they had some mods out already, and a lot of people have been commenting, oh, what if they were out on release day, why didn't they just put them in the game? Like there's a Fend Harvester pack and ones like that. As you can see, we caught up with the plough already. And to me, it shows that Giants, you know, they've just wanted to make sure on release day, as soon as the game released, you had the ability to trial mods. Now I reckon we'll just leave this here for now. We'll check out there's the plough. The seed is getting there. It's going well. Yeah, so it's giving you an option to download some mobs from the get-go, which is really nice. like I said in the previous video, there is one there for the where when you drive over your crops and that, your wheels will damage the crops. I've personally chosen not to put it in because I don't really feel like damaging my crops as a game. I mean to enjoy them. It will add to the realism of it and all, but at some stage you can get a wee bit too realistic, I reckon. So I'll just leave that up for the meantime. Later on, once we're a bit more established, there's a good chance I will end up looking at it. Just once you get that, that's where you're going to want to get like tractors with narrow tyres and that for doing your fertiliser and your spraying, just to minimise the damage on your crops. But anyway peeps, I reckon once we reach the end of here, I reckon I'll finish the rest of this off screen, get it all done. You can see the gist of it, what we're doing here. And when we come back in the next episode, we should have this all ploughed and cultivated. We'll have the other field seeded. And we'll have the seeder over here ready to go in this field to show you the oilseed radish. And again, I'll probably just chuck a bird in there. So I think what we'll do is we'll either sell some of our crops, some of our stock that we've got at the moment. So we've got 7,000 barley, wheat there, 7,800 of the barley. So we have got some stock there. I'll probably leave the corn. I won't worry about selling that, because I'll probably use that once we start getting into pigs, livestock. So yeah, we'll either do that, we'll sell some of this, just to get a bit of coin. Probably won't worry, definitely is reasonably high, same with the sunflowers. So your canola and your sunflowers, you'll find your yield isn't as big. The prices are higher, but you don't get as much of your paddocks as you do with your wheat and your barley. And yeah, your wheat and your barley will give you the highest yields. Corn is one of those ones. I've never really done corn. I've planted it and used it as chaff, but this one here, because you can use it to feed your pigs, I probably will do a bit more corn than this one. Same with your sugar beets and your potatoes. You know, the prices seem really low for the expense, especially with your sugar beets, but you just get a massive amount of yield for your field. So it's worthwhile noting. If we go over here, you can see things like your straw and your silage, your hay. That's something else. Not actually. Oh, that's your silage. That's just straight grass. That's your silage. So your bale of wool now will fetch you fair bit of money. Your wood chips. Now the thing is, they've actually lowered the amount of money you make off your forestry stuff to what you previously could. So they actually expanded it in a way that you're not going to make as much money as you used to make it a bit more longevity there. But of course you've got a lot more choice on what you sell and buy and all that. So yeah, when you look at your wood chips, you used to make a lot of money out of wood chips, but now you're not going to make quite so much. So that's not too bad though. And yes, likes of our New Holland tractor, or in fact this case tractor here, that's actually starting to get up there in our cost, our operating cost. You're not going to get a huge amount of money when we sell it. Yeah, all three of our tractors will actually start costing us a bit of money soon. You know, this one is getting close to costing us $1,000. Harvester, there's not much we can do about that because it's quite expensive to replace. But yeah, like I say, we'll probably look at probably look at getting rid of this tractor here. It's going to cost us the most pretty soon. The New Holland's not too bad, but yeah, we'll look at getting rid of that soon and upgrading it. It's just a nice wee thing that you can, again, it's giving you actually a reason to get rid of your machinery now. Before, you just used to buy machinery, and especially when you had plenty of money and you just wouldn't bother getting rid of it, just sit around because it wasn't going to cost you any more. Now, of course, the longer you have it, the more your maintenance cost is going to be, so that's awesome. Finances cost us a fair bit of seeding, a fair bit of fur. Yeah, that there's actually going to include fertilizer costs, I'd say, because yeah, that fur cost that'll be, I don't know, the fur and the seed cost is going up at the same time. I'm not too sure how that works. I think what I might end up doing is doing some seeding actually on screen, just so I can use up the fertilizer that's in the seeder, and that way we can just fill it up with seed as opposed to ferret, so we can get better costing that way. Don't really want to use the seeder for the ferret. I kind of want to use the Oilseed Radish actually. Wages here, cost a fair bit of course. Made a bit of money on that job we did. A bit of money on the harvest. There's that first trailer load we sold in the tutorial. We have actually got a loan as well, which we do need to think about paying off. Apparently we've got a $75,000 loan. Now with the animals, you got to go down here to Mary's farm. That's your animal buyer. That's your market down there. Got to go down and buy your animals from there now, and you sell them there as well. So like your pigs, you'll sell there. And I think you can actually sell your cattle and your sheep as well if you want to. Thing with the cattle and the cows and the sheep is the more you have, the more of the product you're going to get off them, so the wool and the milk. So more than likely you're not going to worry about selling them, you'll just keep them going over. So you can see with your sheep you only need, they'll just live off hay and grass, water. You give them some straw as well to keep them clean. Your pigs, they have the biggest amount, so you can feed them corn, you can feed them straw, water, give them the hay and that. So if you give them all of this, if you give them 50% corn, so they mostly want corn, 25% of your wheat and barley, 20% of their protein, so your canola, sunflowers and soybeans, and 5% of root crops, potatoes and sugar beet. So unfortunately it's going to take a while to get up to the root crop stage, just because of the cost of getting into it, and the extra equipment required. So we won't get them up to a full production, but they will get there. And then your cows are straw, grass, silage, hay, and para food. So 20% grass, 50% silage and hay, and 30% para food. I'm not too sure what the para food is, I'll have to look into that. I'm guessing para food is mixed rations, but not too sure. Get all your statistics in there. Start with all your chickens, these 7 eggs in there we can go and pick up if we want to. We found a gold nugget. That's how much storage we've got in our silos, so we've got 100,000 litres in our silos. So it'll take us a while to fill that up, but once we do, we kind of want to look at expanding or getting rid of some of it. You can see how many bales of stuff you've created, how many missions you've done. You know, you can just, anything you want to know, it's all in there. But yeah, you got all your general settings. So if we go over here and look in cows, I am assuming mixed rations is what they call their parrot food. Not too sure. But yeah, anyway peeps, we'll call that an episode there. And until next time, like I say, we'll get this here all finished off screen for you. Next time we'll begin seeding the oilseed radish. And hopefully see some crops coming up. And we'll jump into the either go and deliver some crop, or we'll do another mission to get some new equipment. So anyway peeps, hope you enjoyed the episode. Keep your tines straight, or bent as they are, and happy farming.